How you doing, guys? Zane's Heavy Boxing Dosage here, back with another video. And in this video I like to give you my prediction for this upcoming fight. It's going down, main event, Anthony Joshua versus Prenga. Yo, it's gonna be a good fight, good comeback fight for Anthony Joshua to get his confidence back. As we know, in his life he's been dealing with a lot of adversity and a lot of heartache in regards to his close friend passing away in a tragic accident in Nigeria. So obviously he's taken a lot of time out to, focus on getting his mentality back and to focus on getting his career back on track, because obviously things like that is something that's out of your control, and when it happens, it's something that takes you by surprise. So it affects you mentally, because obviously that person was a big part of your life, and you're no longer here no more. So yeah, he had a close relationship with his best friend. Rest in peace. He passed away in a tragic accident, and obviously it takes a while to recover from that. And since he's come back now, and hopefully it hasn't taken a lot out of him, because Joshua's a great fighter, man, especially when he was just a bit like in his prime. Yeah, this is a fight which he should win relatively, but we have to see how he looks, and how his mentality is, but Prenga, obviously 20-1 with 20 wins, coming by way of knockout. Very heavy-handed, and it only takes one punch in the heavyweight division to change the whole fight. Understand? So with that being said, Joshua's got to be switched on for the whole fight, because it only takes one punch. And like I said, Joshua, we got to see how his mentality is coming into this fight, because obviously that was a big tragic accident he was involved in, and it sort of gives you flashbacks, when you're involved in the crash of that magnitude. And he could have passed away. It could have easily been Anthony Joshua. We could have been here right now saying R.I.P. Joshua, but we're saying R.I.P. to his friend. That's so close. That's how close we were to losing Anthony Joshua, and it would have been so sad and tragic if that had happened. But it wasn't his time, and God saved him. So yeah, man, Anthony Joshua, just hope he realizes that he's still got his boxing career. His best friend would have wanted him to obviously go on to do big and better things. So I hope he realizes that, because I miss the Anthony Joshua that we used to have with that killer instinct. He'd go out there and he'd knock my man out. You get me, 1 or 2 rounds. And yeah, I like the fact where, during his career, where he knocked out Vladimir Klitschko in the 11th round at the O2. That was crazy, man. I really enjoyed that fight. One of the fights that stands out for me in terms of Anthony Joshua's career. Also the fight that he had Dylan White on the floor. Crazy fights. He's had good fights, man, and I've enjoyed his career, and it'll be a shame to see it go down the drain this Saturday night, if he underestimates his opponent. But I don't think he will. I think he's going to be relatively smart and relatively on point, switched on for this fight, because he knows there's a lot on the line. And it's a fight that gets his confidence back, you get me? Hopefully we can see the Anthony Joshua we used to see with that killer instinct, because this fight, I'm sure it's a confidence building fight, because Prenga, in my opinion, he's not on the level of Anthony Joshua. Well, I will say though, he does have a puncher's chance, so that chin of Joshua's needs to be careful. He needs to protect it at all times, whilst how long the fight lasts. You get me? But I don't think Prenga's ever fought someone like Joshua, and it should show this Saturday. You get me? So yeah, man. Just wish Anthony Joshua the best, because it's been great for the sport of boxing. You know, regardless of how much criticism my man gets, you get me? Like, he's put on for the British fans in the UK, you know, and he's done a lot for boxing, man. So you gotta admit that, and you know, hopefully you wish him nothing but the best. And I really think he's gonna win this fight, and he's gonna put a statement out there. He should be able to knock this guy out within the first 2 or 3 rounds, I believe. So I'm gonna go on my final prediction, guys. I got Anthony Joshua winning this fight in the first 3 rounds. Gotta go with my final prediction. Joshua, first 3 rounds, KO over Prenga. What do you think, guys? You think there's an upset on the cards? You think, you know, mentally Joshua isn't there anymore? What do you think? Let me know your thoughts. But I'll give Joshua the credit in the world for coming back and to, you know, take back his career, you know, because it must not have been easy going through what he went through, man. But full respect to Joshua for changing his life around and trying to, like, carry on with his boxing career when he doesn't really need to. Do you understand? It's going to be interesting to see what he does in this fight and how this fight will play out, you know, because there's a lot of questions going in, you know. Yeah, so I'm really, really looking forward to the fight. Interested to see what sort of performance Joshua makes out of this fight. And interesting to see where he will go from here, man. But no doubt, I think Joshua was definitely fighting demons during this time, you know. But big up to him, because, you know, he hasn't let it keep him down. And that's the thing, man. That's great mentality to have, man. So big up Joshua, man. And hopefully comes through in this fight. I've got a final prediction: Joshua winning within 3 rounds by knockout. Let me know your thoughts, guys. As always, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Share the video, all of that good stuff. And I'll see you on the next one. Zane's Heavy Boxing Dosage. I'm out.